Hi, this is Santosh from Umang Solutions. Welcome to the next video of mobile application development course. In the previous videos, we learned about what is toast messages, table layouts, linear layout, relative layout and its components, activity lifecycle. In this video, we are going to learn about the time picker dialog, date picker dialog, how to add menu items. In every app, you see some three dots. If you click on the three dots, you will get some options. Now move on to the Android Studio without any delay. I have already created a project in Android Studio. If you are completely new to the Android Studio, please watch the previous videos in this playlist. Or if you want to build a real-time application and but you have no basic knowledge of database and Android Studio operation, so that you can watch our Android with Firebase playlist in our Umang Solution YouTube channel. So by watching those videos, you can build your own application and you can connect that application to database. This is my project and I changed my constraint layout to linear layout. So I already written a code for the user interface for the sake of time. Now I am going to paste it here. So I am opening my notepad. So this is the code I have written, and now I am pasting it here. That's it. So here it is. See, the main thing is here gravity center. Remember this. If you remove this thing, the user interface will be like this. If you insert the gravity thing, gravity equal to center, now everything will be in the center. So here we are getting some warning. Click on Alt Enter. Enter on select extracting string resources. Click on Enter. So we have to always remove these warnings because Android Studio will update for every month. So they recommend us to don't keep warnings, because if you keep warnings, your application may not be applicable to older versions. These warnings may be errors to the older versions of Android Studio. So click on OK. There is nothing we have to do. Just click on Alt Enter. Extract string resources. Click on OK. Again click on Alt Enter, extract string resources, click on OK. Same thing here. Yeah, now everything is fine. So these are four views, two buttons and two text views. Every view has a unique ID to access them in the Java file. See, these are the unique IDs. These are the unique IDs I have given to these views. So now let's move on to the Java file. Bind these XML views in Java file. So how can we do that? We are already explained how to bind XML views to Java file in previous videos. If you want to learn about them, you can watch the previous video. So I am not explaining here again. So it's waste of time. So I am moving on. I am just copy paste the code. So that's it. I have taken two text views, two button views. So here we have two text views and two button views. That's why I given here declared two text views and two button views. So I am binding here. These are buttons. These are text views. You can access those text views and buttons using these variables: date time, date underscore pick, time underscore pick. So these are the buttons and these are the text views. So now I am implementing on-click listeners to the buttons, to these two buttons. So whenever a user clicks on the date pick button here, whenever user clicks on the date pick button, wait a second, I will increase. Yeah, whenever user clicks on this date pick button, so I have to show him a date pick dialog box. And when the user clicks on the time pick button, when the user clicks on this time pick button, I have to show him time pick dialog box. So I will implement two methods for these time and date pick actions. So these are these two methods. See, whenever the user clicks on the date pick button, I will implement a method called pick date. So here we getting the error, so we have to implement this method. So click on alt enter, select create method pick date and select main activity. So that's it. I again do the same thing. So it's not working. I think my Android Studio is not suggesting me. No problem, we can copy paste this thing and we can change the pick date to pick time. So now these methods are implemented. Before coding these two methods, whenever the user opens our applications, we have to show him the current date and time. Okay, now we are going to do that. How can we get the current date and current time? I will explain you. So these are the date text view. So declare three variables. Those are integers. Int year, what is the year? 2020. And int month, what is the month? It is 9. And int day, 23. Today's date is 23. So here you can see here the date is 23 and the month is 9 and the year is 2020. So I will set this current date to text view, date dot set text. So before setting here, I will do one thing. I will concatenate these things. I will concatenate these three things and I will set these concatenated values to here. So what I have to do, I will do current date equal to year plus month plus day. So I will use this current date variable here. I will set here current date. Yeah, now this is our current date. I set the text. This is the string variable. So I can use this string variable here for the set text method. I can pass this current date variable to set text method. So I will run my code. Meanwhile, I will share my screen. This is my mobile phone. Yeah, the app is running. So this is the year, month, date, and we are concatenating these three things into one variable and setting these concatenated values to one variable. This is the string variable and we are using this string variable in this method, set text method. So here in this is the text view, this is the date text view. So this value will be set to here. So you can see that here. See, here the year is 2020. See, first one is year, second one is, yeah, see, first one is year, second one is month, and the third one is date. So this is fine, but this is not a good thing. We are hard-coded the things, but hard coding is not good in Android Studio. We have to get the data dynamically. We got the current date, but we hard-coded it. Let's take an example. When the user opens our app in 2021, but still our app shows today's date, it is wrong. So we have to get the current date dynamically. So how can we do that? We can use calendar. there is a method called calendar. It is there is a class called calendar. We can use these calendars to get the current date. So what we can do, we will remove this calendar. See, calendar, this is the class calendar equal to get instance, calendar dot get instance. Yeah, calendar dot get instance. Now how can we get the year, month and date? It's simple. Int year equal to calendar dot get calendar dot year, capital year. So that's it. We can get the current year dynamically. It will what it will do is, what we have done is, we are getting an instance of this calendar class. We are getting the instance of this calendar class, and we are storing that instance in this variable, calendar variable. We are using this variable to get the year from the calendar. So dot operator, this what will this dot do? It will access the year in the calendar. So this is the thing. Calendar dot year means it will get the year from the calendar. So in the same way we can get the month. Int month equal to calendar dot get, see, this is the capital C, don't confuse, calendar dot month, and the capitals, everything is capital. See, month and year are capital. Don't confuse while while writing the code. And day equal to calendar dot get calendar dot day. Sorry, the date. Yeah, date. It is the date, not day. It is the date. Yeah. Now what we can do, this is the date. Yeah, now we can get the data dynamically through these 4 lines. These are the 4 lines. So whenever the I'll just explain you the example when the user opens in the 2021. In that example, our previous code will be wrong. Now we are getting the data dynamically. Whenever the user opens in any year, he will get the correct date. So let's verify that. What is the error? Cannot resolve the method set text. Oh, sorry. These are the 2 variables overlapping with each other. Change the variables to date 1 and date 1. Yeah. So now run our I will run the application. We can see. There will be no change. There will be no change in the application because today's date is 2020. Yeah, there is one thing I have to show. See, here our month is change. Actually, the month is 9. This is the 9th month, but here the Android Studio is showing 8. What is the reason? Because we know that every array index starts from 0. So in Android Studio also, maybe this calendar is using some arrays. It is storing the months, name of the months, and the count of the month in array, so that from the 0th index onwards the month will start. If the month is 0, it is the January. If the month is 11, it is December. So we have to increment this month with +1. So we can do that. How can we do that? Yeah, int month equal to month plus equal to 1. So that's it. So maybe the calendar is using array indexes to store the data. That's why it is giving this as a 8, but the month is 9. I incremented the count to 1. So I will run again. I will run the application again. You can see that it will be 9. So January is 0, December is 11. Yeah. Wait a second, I will open that. See, now it is fine. 2029-23. So that's it. We are getting the current date. And how can we get the current time? So it is the same and easy, very easy. Int hours equal to calendar dot get calendar hour. Calendar dot. It's very simple. This calendar, we can use this calendar, and the minutes equal to calendar dot get calendar dot minute. We can also get the millisecond here. See, I will show you the millisecond. See, we can also get the millisecond also, but here I don't require milliseconds. I will adjust with minute. So here we can get the we got the hours and minutes. So we can set these hours and minutes to time, to this time text view. So I am setting the hours and minutes to this time text view. So it's very simple. Again, we will use the strings concept. String current time equal to hours. This is the variable we are getting the hours here. Here I am getting the variable I am using here. And semicolon plus minutes. So we can set this to the time variable, time text view, time dot set text current time. So that's it. I will run the app. So we can observe the changes in the time, because it will change from minute to minute. Here the time is 3:07. When it will be 3:08, our app will also show it is 3 hours and 8 minutes. It will also show dynamically. So we can't observe the date here. We can observe the date whenever the user picks the date from the dialog box. I will show you, no problem. See, the app is finished. I will open the app. I will open the app. See here. See, it is 3:08. When the time is 3:09, it will also show it is 3:09. So wait for a minute. We will look into it after, later in the video. It will definitely change, no problem in that. So we are done with current time and current date. Now we have to we have to show one dialog box to the user to pick date and time. How can we do that? Again, we have to use this calendar current date. So we can get the dates from current date and current time only, without giving we have to give parameters. We have to give this as a parameters to calendar method. So I will show you. So we are using this repeatedly. So we are using these things repeatedly. So we can make into a method. I will show you later in the video, but no problem. Let's use repeatedly. At the last, I will show you how to use methods to get this year, month, date, hours and minutes. So now let's move on to pick date method. Pick date method. What we have to do, we have to get the current date and current time. Wait a minute. Current date and current time, how can we get? We can copy these things. We can copy these things, copy and paste it here. That's it. So now we have to use one method called date pick. date pick dialog. See here it is suggesting, the Android Studio is suggesting there is nothing we have to do, just we just keep entering the things. Enter dialog picker, date picker dialog equal to new. It is suggesting me, I am doing nothing, it is suggesting me everything. So date picker dialog. So to this date picker method, see, wait a second, it is a method or class? Android Studio will suggest that thing also. Wait a second, I will show you one trick to know whether it is the class or method. See, here it is giving C, that means this is the class. If it is M, it is the method. So I will show you another thing on back. C, if it is M, it is method. If it is C, this is class. So this is the date picker dialog class, this is not a method. So to this class we have to pass 5 arguments. One is the context, this class, context means this class. We can give like a main activity dot this. This is equals to this. We can also use this keyword to mention the context. So this comma, and the second parameter is listener. It should be a listener. So yeah, so the second argument is new date picker dialog dot on set listener. So we have given first one is the context and second parameter is the new listener, on selected listener, and the third parameter is year, and the fourth parameter is month, fifth parameter is date. So these are the 5 arguments we have to give. First one is the context, second one is the listener, select listener, third one is the year, fourth one is the month, fifth one is the date. So that's it, we have given everything. So it is providing us a method. Through this method we can access the current year, current method and current date, and also whatever the year the user will pick, we can access those data using these 3 variables. So we have created a dialog picker, date picker dialog. So we have to show this dialog box to the user. So how can we show? Date picker dialog dot show. Using this statement we can show the date picker dialog box to the user. So that's it. So let's run the app. I will share my screen. You can see the date picker dialog box. Yeah, the build is finished. Wait a second. I am building again. Yeah. Yeah, wait a second, I will share my screen. So see, the time is changed. Now the time is 3:16 and our app also showing the time as 3:16. Now I will click on this date pick button. Now it will show this is the date picker dialog box. This is one dialog box. So very simple. So now what we have to do, we have to get this data. Whenever the user clicks on 2023 and select some he selected month as a December and the date as a 15, whenever the user clicks on OK, we have to set those set the data here. The month, we have to get the whatever the month selected by the user, the year selected by the user, and the date selected by the user. We will get these 3 data using this method, using this on date set method. So I will explain. Let's create one string variable to concatenate these 3 things. Date not date, date pick equal to the day of the month, first day of the month, day of month plus slash plus month plus slash, sorry, and plus the year. So now this variable contains date. It is type a date format. I am formatted using slash. So now what I have to do, I have to set this to date text view, date pick. So that's it. Now let's run this again. Yeah, the app is built successfully. I will open the app. Yeah, see, now I will click on date pick button. I will pick one date. I will see 2024. The year is 2024 and the month is June and the date is 14. So I will click on OK. See, the date is changed. According to the user, I picked the 2024 as a year 5. Sorry, June. Yeah. So you see here the indexing is start from the 0. That's why actually the June is 6. According to this calendar class, it is 5. So what we have to do, we have to increment the month. I incremented the month variable here, but I didn't increment the month. From here we are getting the month now, so we have to increment this month. So this month is different, this month is different, and this month is different because these three variables are in different methods. Okay, they are not public. So I will share my screen so that you can see the things. See, I will show you. I will select 2024, again June. Yeah, I selected the June. See here June and the date 14. So it is Friday. Okay, click on OK. So see, I got 14/6/2024. So now the date is done. Now we have to implement the time pick method. So whenever the user clicks on this time pick method, we have to show him a dialog box like this. This is one dialog box. See, when I click on the date pick, see, we have to show the same thing for the time. This is one dialog box. So I will implement that. Watch carefully. So again, what we have to do, we have to copy paste these things. Copy paste. Sorry, I have to copy the calendar instance also. Without that we can't access the date and time. Yeah, now it is fine. Now for date we have the date picker dialog box. For the date picker, for date we have the date picker dialog box. For the time also we have time picker dialog box. Everything is inbuilt, nothing we have to do, just we have to keep entering the things. Equal to the same implementation, new time picker dialog. For this we have to give 5 attributes. First is the context and second one is listener, new time on time listener, and the fourth one is hours, fifth one is minutes, and the last one is true or false. So what this true or false says is, if the time is in 24 hours, you see it is suggesting us this is true for this variable. If we are saying that the time picker dialog box should show us the 24 hours time format, it should use 24 hours time format. So I will show you the difference. I am running the app so you can show the dialog box, how the dialog box is appearing. It will use 24 hours format. It will show us the 24 hours format. Yeah, it is built successful. I will share my screen. Yeah, this is my screen. See, oh sorry, we have to show the thing. I didn't write this statement. Time picker dialog box dot show. We have to show the dialog box. So now it will be fine. Yeah, successfully. I will open the app. Yeah, see, this is the 24 hours format. This is 24 hours format. So if I keep it as a false, I will run it again. See, I will share my screen. The app is built successfully. Now I will click on time pick button. See, this is 24 hours format. This is the difference between true and false. So let's keep it as a true. Yeah, so now we can get the current, now we can get the data from the user. If he uses the time picker dialog box to pick the time, so we can get the users data through these variables, int hours day variable and int minute variable. So again we will use the string to concatenate these things. String current time equal to hours plus, I will use this format. See here, 325. This is the hours and this is the minutes. I will use this format, plus minutes. Now I will set this to time text view. Time dot set text current time. Yeah, that's it. We are done with the pick time. Now I will run the app. Yeah, the bill is successful. I'm opening my app, clicking on the time pick button. So I will pick 23:35. See, now the time is 23:35. Now let's remove the repeated lines and make them into one method. These are the repeated lines, so let's copy them and create one method, public int and get current date, and this is the method name. So this is the integer array method. We will return an array, those are the integers. So let's paste the repeated lines, remove the increment, month increment, create one array, this is the integer array, int current equal to new. So we have to declare the size. The size is 5 because we have 5 values. I will store these 5 values into this variable. So current of 0 equal to year, current of 1 equal to month, So I will copy paste this 3 times. And this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Here month, date. So we can remove this date, hours, and so I stored these 5 values into this array. Now I will return this array. Return. Yes. Now we can remove the repeated lines here. Wait a second, before removing, just call the method. Let's make it as a calendar. Calendar, this is an array because we are getting an array from the method. So the method name is current date. So we can remove this line. So this is calendar of. At 0th position I stored the year. So here is calendar of 0. CALENDER. Sorry, this is the name. And next 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, let's once check. 0 date, hours and minutes. Date, hours and minutes. Yeah. Now we just incremented the month. So let's do one thing. Remove this line. We will increment the month here itself. Current of 1 plus equal to 1. Yeah. Okay. Now the second thing is here. Let's again use the method int. This is another type of declaration. We can also declare like here, or else we can also declare like here. This is date equal to get current date and time. Now remove these things, and here we'll use date of 0. Here month is date of 1. Here date is date of 2. So that's it. Here let's give it as a date 1 because these two are overlapping. Date 1, date 1. It's disgusting. Current date, let's give like this. Everything is fine now. Now go to the pick time method. Again initialize with int and time equal to get current date and time. Now remove these things. And remove these things. So time of 3 and time of 4. Okay, C time. Let's make it a C time. C time, current time and current time. Yeah, that's it. Now we just optimized our code. So this is how we implement the date pick and time pick dialog boxes. Now let's move on to the option menu items. So now let's move on to the option menu items. Create an Android resource directory. Create an Android resource directory. So select the resource directory, right click on it, click on new, create Android resource directory. So select resource type as menu, click on OK. The directory is created. Now create a menu resource file, right click on menu folder, go to new, click on menu resource file, give the file name as options, click on OK. Yeah, the file is created. We have an attribute called item. Using this attribute, we create options for the users. So let's write the code item, and in the item give title, it is mandatory, title is new, and give id to give actions. To get this item in the Java file, we must give some id. Through this id we can access this item from .java file. Id like new, and create another item in this menu resource file. Copy this and paste it here. So give the title as open and give the id as open. The Android Studio will see here we got 3 dots. The Android Studio will give you these 3 dots as default. Let's run our app and check whether we have got these 3 dots or not in our mobile phone. I will connect my phone. So I am building the app. So here the process is going on. Yeah, the build is finished. Now the app is installing in my phone. Yeah, I will share my screen. See, we didn't got these 3 dots. We didn't got the 3 dots. So why? What is the reason? We didn't get these dots because we didn't place it on the toolbar. This is the toolbar. Wait a second, I will show you. This is the toolbar. See this box. This box is called as toolbar. We have to place this option menu in toolbar. Over the toolbar, we have to inflate the option menu over the toolbar. Let's do that. Let's place this option menu over the toolbar. We have to inflate the option menu bar. This 3 dots is called option menu bar. This is called option menu bar. So we have to inflate the option menu bar over the toolbar. Inflating is nothing but placing over another. Now we will place the option menu bar over the toolbar using main activity. To place the option menu bar over the toolbar, we have to use the override methods. So let's use overriding methods. So come out of the onCreate method. Don't create override methods on onCreate, because override or onCreate method is an override method. So don't create another override method within the onCreate method. Come outside of the onCreate method and create one override. So the override method is onCreate option menu. I think so. Let's find it. On create options menu. Yeah. So this is the onCreate method. So let's inflate the option menu bar using menu inflate method. So we have one method called menu inflate. Menu inflator equal to get instance, get menu inflator. Yeah. So let's use this inflator to inflate the file. Inflator dot inflate r dot id dot options. Sorry, menu. This is menu dot options comma menu. So this is the my file name. Here we have menu. This is the options. So using r means this resource directory. R means resource directory dot menu. So dot menu means I am going to this directory. Dot menu dot options. This is my file name. So this is the path. Inflator in the file which we are going to inflating. So this is the path and this is the menu. So we are saying that this is the menu type. That's it. We just created an onCreate method. Now let's run our app. Now we can find this menu option menu bar over toolbar. Yeah. Wait a second. I'll share my screen. See, we just got these three dots. Wait a second. Yeah. See, we just inflated the option menu bar over the toolbar. So when we click on these three dots, we will get the options. See, new and open. Let's click on any one option. I am clicking on new. See, it is closing. So now we have to give options. Now we have to give actions to these options. So let's give the actions. Now let's give some actions to these options. Create another override method to give actions. So the override method is option C on option item selected. Enter. Yeah, enter. Now this is, it has two parameters. It has one parameter, menu item. So what it will do, so the name itself is suggesting that menu item. So this is the menu and these are the items. Menu item means it is referring to this item. This item variable, this item variable is referring to these items, to these two items. So we can get the title and also we can get the IDs through this item variable. So let's create one switch case. Switch item get item ID. So through this we can get the item ID. This is the item ID, no? These IDs, we can get these IDs. Case, let's write a case r dot id dot new. If the ID is r dot id dot new, let's give some actions. Let's give a toast message. And for the second case, write a second case r dot id dot open. Android Studio is suggesting us there is nothing we can do. We are just keep on entering the things. Toast. Everything is fine now. Let's rerun the app. Yeah, the build is finished. I will share my screen. Sorry, we have to apply the break statements here. I just forgot the thing. Break. And here break. See, when I click on these three dots, when I click on new, we will get a toast message called new. When I click on open, we will get a toast message on open. So that's it for this video. We just finished three things here. One is date picking, second one is time picking, and third one is how to add option menu items. So that's it. In the next video I will explain some more interesting things in Android Studio. Until then, bye.